We're going to continue to work through this over these next days, weeks, and a hurricane of this magnitude, you're talking about months.
This is going to be the largest storm in history, I do believe, to hit the Big Bend region.
So we've already had to rescue a number of people that have driven into water they can't see through.
Welcome back to America Decides. Those are the voices of some of the many public officials tasked with keeping their residents informed through Idalia, now downgraded to a tropical storm. This drone video shows some of the storm's aftermath in the coastal city of Crystal River, Florida. Florida Republican Senator Rick Scott joins us now. Senator Scott, you lived through this in 2 terms as Florida governor before you got to the United States Senate. Based on your experience, how would you assess the magnitude of this storm so far?
Well, this storm surge is unprecedented, especially where it hit. In our Big Bend area, which is really a low-lying area, 10-plus feet of storm surge. This is just unprecedented. Major, what's happened is, as we've continued to improve our building codes, these hurricanes are mostly water events. Now, it's a wind event if you're in a trailer park or a manufactured home or an old home. But if your home has been built since like 2002, it's mostly a water event. But these storm surges, we saw it last year with Ian. We saw it when I was governor with Michael, Irma. That's what kills people. So my job is to do everything I can to get people to evacuate and stay alive.
And how would you assess the Biden administration's response so far in coordination with Florida officials?
Well, I talked to the Secretary of Homeland Security, talked to the administrator at FEMA, and there's a new person running the Southeast for FEMA. My experience with FEMA as governor and in the Senate has been very, very, very positive. There's a new person running the Southeast, which covers Florida. I think they're going to do their job. We've got to make sure they have all the resources from Congress, but I think FEMA does an unbelievable job. They show up, they try to do the right thing. Now it's like everything, you've got to work with people to get things done. But my experience has been very positive. I think they'll do a great job with this.
There's a sense from those of us a good distance away, Senator, that this storm moved faster than expected, and therefore it wasn't as damaging as maybe originally feared. Is that premature, or should we wait to see exactly what happened and what the damage actually is?
I think it's premature because here's what we know. We did have the storm surge. That's devastating. That's going to kill you. That's going to tear down structures. It's going to really hurt them. But the going fast, what that means is we're not going to get as much rain. We're still seeing, if you see all the things on the news, we're still seeing a lot of flooding. I spent the last 2 days traveling the state, getting people to evacuate. I'm going to continue to travel the next few days to make sure we get the message out that, you've got to stay away from down power lines. Don't drive in standing water. You're going to be probably without power for a while, maybe without water. So hopefully, everybody can work together. If you don't know how to use a generator, you don't put those in your house. Don't do it. If you don't know how to use a chainsaw, be very careful with those. So our water's saturated, so there's going to be some trees falling. So you got to be really careful out there.
As you well know, Senator, part of what the federal government can do depends on how much money it has with which to do it. You have proposed legislation to be considered this September, about $11.5 billion, as I understand it, to buttress the FEMA Disaster Allocation Fund. What are the prospects for that legislation? What are you hopeful will happen? What do you believe will happen when Congress gets back in September?
Well, I'm hopeful that on a bipartisan manner we can get this done quickly. We've watched what happened in Maui. We watched what happened in California. We need more funding for FEMA, and I hope we'll get that done. Also, I've got in my bill, which is now $12.5 billion. Also, we give the Department of Agriculture power to do block grants, which helps our ag industry. We did that in the past, but the Department of Ag thinks we need to have a bill to do that. On top of that, historically, we've given people write-offs for their hurricane damage, and so I hope we'll continue to do that in a bipartisan manner going forward.
And there's a conversation going on, Senator, among Republicans about whether or not this particular legislation will be considered with the Ukraine request from the president or without. What is your preference? What do you believe is the most politically swift way to approach this?
I think it needs to be separate. Ukraine aid is totally separate than whether we ought to help our citizens through a disaster. My experience with the disasters is the federal, state, and governments work well together. It's a time of crisis, so I hope we'll do the same thing with this, and I hope next week we can get this passed.
I want to bring up something that happened today unrelated to the events in Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina, Senator Scott. It appeared at an event in Kentucky, the Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell froze yet again in public. Have you seen that video, and what degree are you concerned about the senator's health and his ability to continue to lead Republicans in the Senate?
I've not seen it. I've heard about it. I hope Senator McConnell is healthy. I hope he's completely healthy, comes back with all of us on Tuesday, and continues to be an active senator and leader, Republican leader.
To what degree are you concerned about that actually being true, that he is A, healthy, and B, capable of leading Senate Republicans through what everyone regards as a pretty tough next couple of weeks to get this continuing resolution through, avoid a government shutdown, and other rigors of that job?
I know what happened before his team was, said it, I think it had to do that he was dehydrated. And so my expectation, he's going to come back healthy, and we're all going to work together we've got to get the budget done by the end of September. And there's a variety of other things we have to get done to, represent the American public. And I hope we all work together to get that done.
As someone who had the wherewithal, and some might say the courage, to challenge him as the leader of Senate Republicans, do you believe this should contribute to a deeper conversation about how long he should remain in that position?
I expect he'll continue to be Republican leader through this term, and we'll have another election at the after the 2024 elections. So,
in your mind, no need to revisit him as leader of the Republicans until at least 2024.
Look, my belief is he's going to come back. He's going to work hard.
Very good, Senator Rick Scott of Florida. Good luck to you, and thanks for the time.
Thanks, Major. Pray for everybody in Florida.